Hello, Serge here from the back porch. We have a question from Michael Forrest. And Michael says, Dear Serge, just watched Doc Griffin video referencing the bump and shaft length. Now I'm totally confused, not about the bump, but about the backswing. In demonstrating the bump, he took his club back past the toe line to a position that he called the equilateral triangle between the left and right arms, the same position as the tee finish, meaning that at the top of the backswing he was laid off and his left arm was completely bent. Is this correct? Absolutely not. Now, I went and I found that video, and it was called Over the Top, It May Be Your Clubs, and Doc was referencing how too long clubs can really cause a problem in being able to keep your arm straight. And that was originally aired on 6/6/11. And I think what I have to do is I watched it twice, and what happens is that when we're doing these videos with a fixed camera in front of us, if we don't be careful of exactly how we move, and we move and start losing at least right or parallel angles to this camera, that we will have problems with you seeing correct movements, meaning that the camera distorts us if we move. In other words, as you see, I always have my aiming arrows here. They're exactly aimed parallel, aiming at the camera. And so whenever I try to do backswing and forward swing moves, you notice it doesn't matter what side I'm on, I always have them to reference. I got this line to reference that I'm swinging up, keeping my forward arm over the toe line no matter which side I'm on, and when I finish, that my forward arm is over the toe line, because in fact right now when I come up to this finish, by my vision, this elbow is pointing straight at the center of the lens of the camera. So I have my reference points, and when I'm standing back here and doing anything like this, I'm just making sure that I'm perpendicular to those lines. Doc didn't have any reference points. So when he was only I saw in a swing, he only made one arm movements. And so I think he moved a couple times like this, so you were getting distorted views. And that doesn't help. But so that's why when you see some of these movements, listen to the words more than the pictures, because in Doc's case, he wasn't even swinging a golf club. As you know, most of the time when I'm definitely practicing or talking about certain moves, I will grip the club. That's why I got the shorter club, so I can move in this much more tight space here, so I have the compact club. All right, but let's get back to your next question. The big question you had. I have been trying to keep my left arm straight to the finish of the backswing, which of course will necessitate bending the right arm and will in fact create a triangle. But I don't think it's an equilateral one like you end up with in the tee finish with where both arms are bent. Help. Should I be breaking my left arm in the backswing, then straightening it in the downswing and breaking it again in the upswing and finish? The left arm should not be breaking in the backswing. I'm assuming you're a right-handed player. So the first point you mentioned was that you felt that as when the left arm, when I stop my backswing and I go in and catch his mid toe up, when I get my forward arm, which is, for me would be the left arm for a right-hander, over the toe line, and I'm in my posture, and I get here and I start lifting, all right? Once you reach the toe line, there's no more turn, because if you kept turning, if you allowed the turn to keep going, the club would, as you turn, your arms go around your body, the club starts to get laid off. And so if you were breaking down a little bit and the club starts going laid off, see, I could have a perfect equilateral triangle, but the elbows aren't horizontal to the ground, or parallel to the ground, so to speak, whichever term you want to use, okay? And so if you're not parallel, the odds are your club is not vertical and you're very likely deep and laid off. All right, so the left arm should not break. We can allow a little bending, a little flexing, but can't break, because once it breaks, boom, the arms collapse inward, the club gets flung inward, and then now you have to pull it back and up. So your swing will be too much turn, club swung too long lightly, and too deep in the sacred burial ground. So we want to keep that relatively straight. Remember, it's a string, the rock in a string, and this half of this for the club head through the shaft, all the way up to the arm to the shoulder socket where it connects is the string. This string can have a little flexing, but it cannot break. It just says this must flex but not break. Okay? But it's a different story in the forward swing, because in the forward swing we are going to swing up and over and finish the hands at the ear. Now remember, in the backswing, where am I? I'm out from the ear, okay? I'm out here from the ear. I want space between the shaft and the head here with the club up. The less space there is, the closer that means you're coming to breaking down and losing your equilateral level triangle, elbows level triangle. All right, so you want it up there. But in the forward swing, we're going to swing up and finish close to the ear, so they will break. Now the point is where do they break? Well, you don't need to learn that I'm going to stop braking here or here or here or here, because in fact what happens is both arms are braking at the elbow, all right, to come right here. As long as you lock in this position that I'm going to finish right here outside my ear, with both hands on the club, they will brake where they have to brake. And remember, the other important issue here too is what? This arm, your trailing arm, the upper part of your trailing arm never gets inside the toe line. All right, and you asked a second question about that, and I'll answer that in another daily, because that's a topic by itself. But notice, once I swing here, recoil and relax, I'm at the target. When I'm actually swinging up here, I feel like, in my mind's eye, I can see like, if I had a laser beam coming out of my elbow, it's pointing right at the camera, or within just a few inches of it, maybe possibly to the left as I'm facing the camera. So that's how tight you have to keep this to make sure that you keep finishing in a good position. But it will brake on the forward side. It'll brake where it has to brake without you even thinking about it, as long as you lock in your finished position, that T position, near the ear, recoil and relax at the target, aiming at the target, and you know you've made a good swing down the aiming line and should be hitting pretty good shots, relatively straight to your target, so you be able to shoot those lower scores. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.